My homily for the 20th of September 2020. Last Sunday's Gospel emphasised the importance of forgiveness. We must forgive if we are to be forgiven. God himself is forgiving, very, very forgiving. God is extremely generous with his forgiveness. He forgave the servant 10,000 talents in last Sunday's Gospel, an enormous sum. So to be a follower of our God is to be forgiving, is to be generous to the point of worldly foolishness. Today's Gospel emphasises the great generosity of our God, a foolish generosity by worldly standards. He pays each worker the same fair wage, whether they have worked all day or just 1 hour. They all get the amount that they need to live. It's God's economics, crazy by worldly standards. But as our first reading says of God, my ways are not your ways. God does not judge by worldly standards, and thank God he doesn't. Our God is just so generous. He just wants to be generous. Would you want him to be any different? Would you really want him to judge in a strictly just way? Who is to say that we or our loved ones would not be found wanting by such a strict judgment? When I'm standing before God, I want him to be very generous and forgiving in his judgments. Don't you? I'm depending on God's abundant generosity. If you're willing to take your chances with a strict judgment, then I think you are a fool who has failed to understand our God revealed to us by Jesus. We are saved through God's abundant generosity. He owes us nothing, but he gives us everything. We owe him everything, but so often begrudge giving him anything. The men who worked all day were given the fair agreed wage, but they grumbled. Don't we often grumble? It's not fair. We always compare ourselves with those who seem to be doing better, not with the many who are not as fortunate as we are. And how we love to grumble. Life isn't fair. And in the end, thankfully, neither is God. He gives us all the same. He is abundantly generous with us all. He gave his only Son to save us all. He offers everlasting life and love to us all. Every moment we should be thankful that our God is so generous. He doesn't consider what we truly deserve, but offers us all the free and priceless gift of salvation, if we will only open our hearts to him to receive it.